Julie.
Hi.
Thanks for coming in today. And we're here to talk about Zachary. And you want to tell me a little bit about why you are wanting him to be seen.
Sure. Just really struggling with him. He's really having a hard time at preschool. He just gets so upset so quickly sometimes. He's hurting other kids, and I just worry about him getting ready to go to school, and just having a lot of behaviors that are just concerning me. And I feel like I need some help.
Can you tell me a little bit more about hurting other kids?
Yeah, so at preschool, sometimes he just gets so angry and upset that he just will sometimes lash out and sometimes hit other kids. And the daycare is starting to call me. Daycare preschool, it's like a both combination. And they're starting to call me and ask me to kind of talk about his behaviors. He's sometimes been asked to leave. We've been asked to leave the daycare a couple times, and it just is causing snowball behaviors because I'm getting in trouble at work to have to leave, and then I get frustrated with him, and then the daycare, and it's at school. It's just really complicated.
So that's happened a couple times. He's had to come home.
Yeah, it
Recently.
happens. It's happened about three or four times this last month.
Okay.
So it's because he's hurting other kids, and it's not horrible hurting, just that that hitting, that kicking, that punching. Just he's just not able to control his body. He gets really upset.
Mm-hmm. And so that's just you and Zachary at home, just the two of you.
And so there's nobody else to pick him up, and my work is not a work where I can leave work, and they get really irritated with me. And the daycare preschool is close to saying we might not be able to stay because of his behaviors. And it's just really concerning to me. I need him to go somewhere so I can go to work.
Mm-hmm. So when you get home with Zachary and it's the two of you, how is his behavior at home?
He struggles a little bit. It's only he and I, so when we have kids over, I've noticed he can be a little bit of a bully. He likes to have his way. He likes to kind of be the one who takes charge and has the play go his way, but he doesn't get as aggressive. I'm able to talk to him and help calm him down. But he just really has a hard time kind of with that. He can be a little bit of a bully.
Mm-hmm. So you're able to help him work through and regulate when you're with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. Like he's able to kind of calm down with me, and that's a worry I have with him, is like when he's calm, he can kind of talk through his feelings and we can get that way, but I really need for him to do that with people besides me.
Okay. So he hurts kids at preschool, not when he's with you in your care at home.
No.
How is he with following directions when he's with you?
Well, sometimes he just needs that extra nudge to get things done. Like he won't ever do things the first time I tell him. Typically, it's more like I have to kind of ask and ask and ask, and sometimes really prod him to get things done. It's kind of taking that little extra step to say, "Would you please get this done?" and encouraging him to get it done. And then he will. When I insist on it, he'll usually do it.
So is he able to do things for himself? Does he?
Yeah,
Okay.
like he can dress himself. He can. We just have Velcro shoes because
Okay.
I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But so he's able to. He can pick up toys and he knows kind of the rules. But sometimes it just requires that little extra oomph to get him to do what he needs to do.
Mm-hmm. And so do you and Zachary, do you go out to parks and go out and do things? And how is he when he's out around in the community and doing things out there?
Usually when we're out, he does okay. Like I've noticed he plays well most times. Sometimes he does that. He likes to be in charge. Like he likes to be the leader, and he can be a little bossy. But other than that, like plays well with others. I don't see the same behaviors that they tell me that he does at the daycare preschool. Like I don't see that when I'm with him.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't had a huge issue when we go out.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about kind of his nighttime. How does he do with that routine?
So he does okay. Again, sometimes it's just that extra prodding of this is our typical bedtime routine. This is what we do. That extra insistence of, you know what you need to do. He'll get up out of bed, and sometimes I have to put him back to bed. Just sometimes that whining about I want to not necessarily do this. I want to stay up longer. I want to play with my toys, and sometimes we can get into a little bit of a fight about no, it's time now. It's time now, and he can be a little. Sometimes that little extra. Come on, this is what we need to do, and he sometimes pushes those limits and pushes back in ways that can be really frustrating to me.
Mhm. Mhm. And how is he with routines? Does he get easily frustrated? Is he able to kind of roll with change and?
Oh,
Okay.
no. He likes things to go his way. Like we're used to kind of this thing, and if like here's kind of our day. When the day doesn't go that way, he can react in ways that's not always helpful. Like if we, life doesn't always flow the way you want it to flow. He can get a little extra upset when things don't flow the way that he is expecting them to flow, and he can act up and really throw some really intense temper tantrums as a result of the day not going his way. And he just can throw himself down on the floor and just big old fit, like embarrassing kind of fit, where I'm like, come on, you need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, when things don't go his way, he can get really upset with that.
And does he ever hurt himself when he's having a fit?
No, he just, I sometimes worry, because he's thrashing around on the floor, but he hasn't ever really hurt himself. He has sometimes said when he doesn't get his way that he wishes he was dead. Like, like he's just kind of, I wish I was dead, and gets really mad and can storm off to his room. He does that sometimes too, which is worrisome to me because he's 4.
Right. So tell me a little bit about what some more of your concerns about how he functions in the school. You've talked about some of the bullying and the hurting, but you have some concerns about him going into school next year. So do you have any concerns about his learning or where he's at with his learning?
The teachers all say that he does okay with that. Like he's not, like he can do what he needs to do at the preschool. It's more his behaviors that are concerning, the hitting. But they told me like they feel like he's on par, like he's not too far off. He gets okays